There's a well-known story about a man who climbed a ladder for years. It was a long, arduous climb, each rung marked by achievement, discipline, and careful planning. He followed the rules, checked every box, and finally, breathlessly, he reached the top. Welcome to the Sebcast, where we turn our beloved stories on their heads, examine what history might have overlooked, discover anew, and grow together. And then he looked around and realized the ladder had been leaning against the wrong wall. For most of us, life is presented as a straight path. The first half is about building, establishing an identity, creating security, and defining success. It's about making something of yourself, proving your worth, and finding your place in the world. Society rewards this phase with titles, promotions, and praise. But then something happens. Maybe it's a personal crisis, a loss, or an unexpected failure, or perhaps after years of doing everything right, a quiet, unsettling question arises. Is this it? This is where most people panic. The formula we've been given, work hard, follow the rules, build a life, no longer seems enough. And this is where the real journey begins. If the first half of life is about building the container, then the second half is about what's inside. But here's the challenge. The transition to the second half doesn't happen automatically. Many people cling to the structures they've built, too afraid to question their chosen path. They choose certainty over curiosity, control over surrender. And by doing so, they never fully leap. Nicodemus was one of these people. He was a Pharisee, a religious leader, and someone who had climbed the ladder of success in Jewish society his entire life. He followed the rules, gained status, and built a strong identity. But something in him was restless. He felt there was more, something greater than rules and religious achievement. So, perhaps afraid to be seen, he goes to Jesus at nighttime and asks questions. And Jesus' answer? Truly, truly, I say to you, unless one is born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. Nicodemus was confused. How could someone be born again? Wasn't life a linear progression? You learn, you succeed, you arrive. But Jesus says something radically different. The real journey doesn't begin with accumulation, but with surrender. To step into the more profound wisdom of life, Nicodemus had to let go of everything he thought he knew. The people who dare to embrace the discomfort of not knowing, who learn to sit with paradoxes rather than demand easy answers, discover something entirely new. The second half of life isn't about winning, it's about wisdom. It's not about answers, it's about trust. As Richard Rohr says, it's about realizing that falling might be an upward fall. We don't immediately hear Nicodemus's response in John 3. But later, in John 19, after Jesus' crucifixion, Nicodemus appears again, this time in the open, helping to bury Jesus' body. It's a subtle but profound transformation. He moved from cautious questioning to open faith, from clinging to the old to embracing the new. Like the man on the ladder, Nicodemus thought he had climbed to the top, only to realize his ladder had leaned against the wrong wall. And when he finally let go, he found the more profound meaning he had been searching for his whole life. This is the journey from the need for certainty and achievement to the freedom of trust and wisdom. We spend the first half of life climbing the ladder, but what if the true meaning lies in learning to let go? Until tomorrow, take care.